Happy Father's Day, friends. This is Michael Christie, music director of the new West Symphony. Tonight, we are pleased to celebrate fathers. In virtually every profession or interest, there are enduring generational links from parent to child. Think about family businesses that pass from one generation to the next, or a line of teaching families, or families in local politics or government functions, to name just a few examples. Knowledge, passion, and ambition start at home and pass, for better or worse, to future generations. In the field of music, there are countless examples of children who heard their parent perform, practice, or teach, and go on to become musicians themselves. Famous musical lineages of today would include Ravi Shankar and Norah Jones, Billy Ray Cyrus and Miley Cyrus, and on the classical side of the coin, pianist-conductor Jeffrey Kahane and composer-pianist Gabriel Kahane, or a couple of our guests who will join us later in the presentation. Look into classical music's past, and the influence of fathers has left a profound legacy. Tonight's first musical selections, performed by New West Symphony keyboardist Patricia Mabee, are from the Bach family. The first is a very famous prelude from Father Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier, a collection of keyboard music for his eldest son, Wilhelm. This music has since been famously transformed in Gounod's Ave Maria. Afterward will be a minuet written by that eldest son, Wilhelm. Did you know that J.S. Bach fathered 20 children over his lifetime? Although an astounding number by modern standards, most didn't survive past childhood, which would have been common at that time. Several who did became accomplished musicians whose music is still performed today. Living at the same time as J.S. Bach, Sicilian composer Alessandro Scarlatti would transform Italian opera into the highly expressive art form we now expect. He was also a critical link between Baroque and classical styles. I think you'll notice how much his son Domenico's own early keyboard music evolves from his father's style. Thank you, Patricia, for your beautiful performances. The medical field is notable for its own generational lineages, providing medical care or research runs in families and certainly medical institutions, such as our own Los Robles Regional Medical Center, supporting generations of families. And I'm pleased to welcome Los Robles CEO, Natalie Mussi. I know supporting families is key to your institution, so thank you for joining us today.
Michael, thank you for inviting me to co-host this online concert. We appreciate our long-standing connection with the New West Symphony and are thankful for what you do in the community. Today, I'd like to wish a happy Father's Day to our staff and doctors at Los Robles Hospital and to all of you out in the audience. I come from a family of farmers, strong, hardworking men. My dad has helped my siblings and I in immeasurable ways and supports us in everything that we do. He's kind, resourceful, and utterly committed to his family. I couldn't have asked for a better role model or father. Thank you, Dad, and to all the dads out there for what you do to support your family.
Natalie, we are so grateful to feature your beautiful campus and your institution that has been a backbone for our community. You've been working around the clock with your team to care for our community, and we all thank you.
Thank you, Michael, for recognizing our team and the role we play in the region. We're grateful to be part of this amazing community and really appreciate all the support we've received.
Thank you again, Natalie. The professions of medicine and music have been closely allied since ancient times. According to Greek and Roman mythology, Apollo was the god of medicine, music, and poetry. In many operating rooms today, classical music is played at the discretion of the surgeon and patient prior to and during surgical procedures. To continue this conversation about the connection between medicine and music, I'd like to introduce Los Robles Hospital Chief of Staff, Dr. Mark Suski, his father George, and sons Aiden and Alex. Aiden will be attending George Washington University in the fall, and Alex will be a freshman at Viewpoint. Aiden plays piano, and Alex plays trumpet. Good evening, gentlemen. Happy Father's Day.
We've been concert goers for 25 years, and it's pretty much become a family tradition. I'd like to take this opportunity to wish my son a very happy Father's Day and for raising two terrific grandchildren.
Classical music has taught me how to listen, and more importantly, has focused my attention. My ability as a surgeon is enhanced by listening to classical music. I also enjoy going to the symphony with my family.
Hi, I'm Aiden.
Hi, I'm Alex.
We're fortunate to have family values and traditions that have been passed through generations. This bond has helped us make it through the last 3 months of homeschooling and isolation. We appreciate you all more than you know.
Happy Father's Day from 3 generations of Suskis.
Thank you to the Suski family and Los Robles Hospital for your uplifting stories and support throughout our entire community. There are countless ways fathers have influenced their children in our region. We are so fortunate to have a fun example of a musical father-son duo with composer Jeff Beal and his son Henry. I'm just wondering, how have you influenced each other? And Henry, what was your musical relationship with Jeff growing up, and what is it like now?
Sure. Well, I mean, growing up, I grew up in a musical family, right? So I was surrounded by music on a practically daily basis. And I was introduced to music first by playing the trumpet, which is my dad's instrument, kind of taken off after my father. And I loved a lot of it. You know, I loved getting to play in the jazz band. I loved learning all this stuff. If I ever had a question about music theory or practicing or something, I always knew who to turn to. He definitely encouraged me to practice a fair bit, which in the moment, maybe I wasn't as keen on, but now I'm very grateful for. So that's been nice.
Earlier in the show, we were talking about Leopold Mozart, Wolfgang Mozart, the Bach family. So the audience is already getting the sense of like this, how the parents kind of nurtured their children. I'm assuming you guys didn't go on any 3-year-long grand tour of Europe playing trumpet.
Not quite.
but I assume you have played together both trumpets and now that you're playing bass.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Henry. Yeah.
Oh, sure. No, we'll jam now, which is great. I'll be playing bass, he'll be playing trumpet, so we can musically make music that way. It's really, really enjoyable to be able to play a duet together. And now that I feel like I've learned enough through going to jazz school how to like kind of get on his level, his wavelength, and be there and play with him, it's really fun to connect that way. Yeah.
And Jeff, you must just be so proud, huh?
I'm incredibly proud, and I have these fun memories. You know, Henry, we were talking earlier, Henry came to the bass kind of late, actually. It was when he was in, I think, middle school. Around middle school, you got braces, and it's hard to play trumpet when you have braces. That's part of the reason I have horrible-looking teeth, because I just kept playing and skipped the orthodontia. But Henry's mom took him to this little rock and roll school, and he started playing electric bass, and it was almost like, he was a great trumpet player all the way through high school, but it's almost like once he found the bass, you know, when the right instrument hits the artist, they just sort of bloom. And I just saw Henry's whole musical persona blossom out of this instrument. And I really enjoyed playing music with him, especially when he got to college and was really studying jazz bass at UNT. He'd come back every year, and every year he was better and better. And I'd have to try to keep up with him on the piano because he'd want to play tunes with me.
Henry, since this is Father's Day, I'm just thinking there must be something you're grateful for from your father, Jeff, and whether it's musically, personally, just wondering if you have any thoughts about that.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, I'm grateful that he showed me that you can simultaneously be a musician and like a well-adjusted human being, because sometimes there's a lack of examples on that front. And he was always been a great dad to me, and is still a great dad to me, and has always supported me in what I do, even the non-musical stuff, which is great as well. So I'm super grateful for that. That's a role model for me. So, yeah.
Very proud. What would you gents like to play for us today?
This next thing is going to be a theme song to a wonderful TV show starring Tony Shalhoub, Monk. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a second. Wipe. Thank you. Here we go.
Thank you, Jeff and Henry. What a great and fun legacy on full display. Let's head back in time to Austria and a remarkable, if contentious, father-son relationship, that of Leopold and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Father Leopold was devoted to his two surviving children, elder daughter Nannerl and son Wolfgang. It could be said he was the poster dad for tiger parenting. In order to promote the astounding talents of his young children and seek to secure their place in the courts of Europe, the trio took epic, years-long tours throughout Europe, where son Wolfgang, musically advanced beyond anyone's expectations, set a course that has defined Western classical music. Son Wolfgang was an expert on the keyboard and known to be an excellent violinist at his father's behest, but eventually stepped away from playing violin. Nevertheless, he wrote astoundingly for violin, as is the case in the first movement of his fourth violin concerto, written at age 19. I'm so pleased to present this performance by New West Symphony violinist Eun Hwang and pianist Ra Jung. No child is any more precocious now than they would have been at other times in history, so my hat goes off to dads and moms for encouraging music practice even with various degrees of success. We do know how beneficial music is for developing minds, so even during stressful times like we live in now, exposure to music in any measure is bound to be useful. New West Symphony violinist Tina Chu and pianist Daniel Vnukowski celebrate Tina's father, a performer of the beautiful Chinese erhu. Although admonitions to practice aren't always the most welcome things children hear from their fathers, clearly hard work early on has guided all of our performers nurture their talents. Tina, thank you for being with us today.
Hi, I am Tina Chu, violinist, also the Associate Concertmaster of New West Symphony. I am glad to have this opportunity to say a few words to my father. His name is Fu-Ting Chu, and he's also a music lover and plays Chinese instrument erhu as a hobby. I would like to dedicate the beloved Czardas to him, which I had just performed on my first live stream performance on May 30th. So I wish him Happy Father's Day.
Alexis and I would like to send a shout out to our fathers.
My father, Peter McGrath, was my first medical mentor. He is undoubtedly the reason I went into medicine, and his advice, support, love, and laughter have steered me and my 4 siblings through life. 9,000 miles away, but he's always in my heart.
My dad, Ken Christie, has helped me and my 3 siblings in immeasurable ways through the ups and downs of our lives. We love you, dads. Our father-child look back in classical music continues with another musical legend, Antonio Vivaldi, composer of over 800 different beloved works, such as the 4 Seasons and stacks of concertos for instruments throughout the orchestra. His father Giovanni taught Antonio to play the violin, and they toured Venice together, although not nearly at the colossal pace of the Mozart family. New West Symphony principal oboe Lara Wickes, cellist Madlen Sarkissian, and harpsichordist Patricia Mabee are testing the realities of socially distanced performance in what is certainly a New West Symphony first, with this performance of Vivaldi's Sonata for oboe, cello, and harpsichord. Thanks to the 3 of you for getting together. I hope you're enjoying making music in person again. Thank you so much for joining us today. New West Symphony has been very happy to provide free online events for Mother's Day, Memorial Day, and now Father's Day. We continue to learn about how online events will be part of our offerings going forward, while we consider how and when we return to in-person performances. In order to support all of these activities, this Thursday, June 25th, New West Symphony presents a unique event I invite you to consider: the Battle of the Sections Orchestra Edition. It's a fun-spirited, gala-style fundraiser featuring our entire orchestra, guests, patrons, and hopefully you. Please visit Battle of the Sections pages on the New West Symphony website, enjoy all of the content, and consider supporting one or more of the sections, and attend the online event if you're able. Happy Father's Day to fathers everywhere, and very best wishes to all parents as we march ahead into summer and the rest of the year. Thank you for joining us.